Three, two, one. Hello, guys, and my name is Tom Trading, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first video that I'm going to upload. I'll do an introduction video on another day, maybe tomorrow or the day after. Today, we're going to be talking about the most hyped, anticipated video so far of the week, considering that AMC hasn't been doing much. Insert do something poking with a stick meme. We're talking about the Trey Trades interview featuring Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street himself. Now, I am going to say that I do have my own, as Trey would like to say, opinion about his video. That'll be a separate video from this one. So it'll be two parts. This one talking about, I have the notes here, about what was said in the video. So it'll be compressed into maybe 10-minute, 15-minute video here as to just some of the key things they talked about, whether it was AMC or other things. Needless to say, it wasn't a shock to me. It may be a shock to a lot of people that, first and foremost, they didn't talk very much about anything. It was mostly, had nothing to do with AMC, had nothing to do with the squeeze, had nothing to do with what it is people were looking for as far as answers when it came to AMC and the stock. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start the video. Now, one of the first things they said in the first 10 minutes of the video, Trey here was talking about, Jordan's Twitter account and how he's been using it to kind of sell that he's been bullish on it. And Jordan said, he thinks people who are buying into the stocks, the meme stocks, are nutty. Now I'm quoting him. Take that as you will, whether you're offended by what he's saying or a lot of the things he said throughout this whole video. He's not wrong, but in the sense, he could have used a better word or just a better way of putting that. But one of the other things that he said as a collective is that we've been spoiled in this very bullish market and that we should make as much money as we can. Now, he's not wrong. In any stock at any given day, all we want to do is make money, right? I have the belief, as everybody has the belief, that this is the mother of all squeezes, right? GME and AMC, we're apes. I'm an ape. We're waking up in the middle of the morning, eating crayons, making our crayon cereal, crayon cupcakes, giving it to our wives. They're looking, or girlfriends, or our family members. They're looking at us like we're crazy, right? Thinking, what the heck are these guys doing? They realize crayons aren't good for them, right? But it doesn't matter. We're silverback apes. We're space apes, or whatever the case may be. In Matt's case, we're holding because we have diamond hands and we have the beliefs. And I have the belief that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, which is lifetime opportunity that'll change the rest of our lives. Now, he wants to be clear that we're operating in a dangerous assumption. Now I'm quoting him, that we're in that the bull market won't last forever. Now he's correct on this. Again, separate the facts from what his opinions are as far as the stock market. We're talking about a guy who has the decades, regardless of what he did in the past. We're talking about a guy with experience of what it's like in the real world when GME and AMC didn't exist as far as being stocks or meme stocks, right? We have to take it with humility that what's been going on with this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity has been given to us, right, by people who've done their homework, people who have seen past the blinds and into the back of what's been going on in this huge system, this machine full of hedge funds, shorting and naked shorting companies to the ground to the point of bankruptcy, like what happened with Toys R Us, right? So we don't want these companies to go out of business. And thanks to us and the people who've been doing their due diligence, we can all agree, and even Adam Aaron, the CEO of, AMC, has come to said that, if it weren't for us, who knows where they would have been, given that they've been, taking on, what is it, $4 billion or $3 billion worth of debt just to keep this company from drowning. And right now we're doing pretty good. I mean, all things considered, California, where I'm at right now, LA is opening up at 50% in the next few weeks, which currently right now is at 25%. And so everybody wants to head out. Everybody wants to go to the movie theaters. Godzilla versus Kong, apes, being the theme here is something that we always have something to look forward to. Now, Trey also mentioned, people don't know a lot about the market and that he's bringing his subscribers, his followers with him, to educate them. And that's a very important thing here. It's a key thing that not only Trey has mentioned, Matt, Andrew, Max, even Uncle Bruce, the backstabber that he is, even Jordan himself, me included, educating yourself is the number one thing. It's the foundation of what it is to be an investor. Don't be like these hedgies who are borrowing and naked shorting these companies, right? Where they're getting and they're borrowing shares from other people. When you're going around sharing and borrowing information from other people, don't be lazy like that. It's fine if it's a very simple question on what the interest rate is, but if you're asking a very complex, complicated question, don't go around expecting that somebody's going to give you the 100% correct answer. Take it, even if it's 1/4 or half of the answer is correct. You have to go out there and do your own homework, just like everybody else who believes that this stock or GME is going to squeeze. And that'll help the community build a stronger community, a more confident community, and keep FUD out of circulation, fear, uncertainty, and doubts. So again, educate yourself. That's very, very important. His advice to new investors is to invest in ETFs, something that I thought was very comical. He said that, invest in ETFs, and that obviously stocks are a short-term investment. As we all know, this is something that we want to happen soon rather than later. And of course, short-term in the near future, very near future, is something that we're looking forward to. Now, Trey went ahead and asked if there were any similarities between the 2008 stock market crash with the mortgages that there is to now. Excuse me. Jordan mentioned cryptocurrency, Bitcoin in particular, and how in the very beginning he was very bearish of Bitcoin and how he thought the government was going to step in and outlaw Bitcoin because it is a decentralized currency, right? It is something that the government can have control over. And that's something that the government isn't really a fan of. The government's there for a reason. But he also mentioned that Bitcoin can have the potential to reach $100,000. Now, he didn't say when. Nobody knows exactly when either, but he did mention that. But we also have to keep in mind, just like stocks, what goes up must come down. Now, Trey also went ahead and asked if Bitcoin crashes will have an impact on the economy. Jordan went and didn't hesitate and said no, mostly due to the fact that the U.S. dollar will and has been and always will be the foundation to this economy, and that it's not Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies hasn't been something that's been utilized as far as globally, to consumers, whether it's grocery stores or whatever the case may be. My dog's kind of making noises and distracting me. But yeah, it hasn't been something that's been utilized by the whole world as far as something that you could just go and make purchases with. As far as Bitcoin goes, it'll affect the people who've invested in it for sure. Now, inflation was another topic that they talked about, right? Jordan's answer was there's a lot of money being thrown around, and that money's being easily accessible right now, especially due to the stimulus packages that President Biden has gone and signed. One of the very key things to look at as far as inflation is the 10-year yield on bonds, particularly the 10-year yield. That's something that a lot of economists and investors look forward to determine whether or not the stock market is going to be doing well. And if you don't know what that is, basically the debt that the U.S. Treasuries or companies, they put into what are called bonds. And then as an investor, you could, whether it's 10 years, 2 years, 30 years, 20 years, you could make a return on that, which is more of a guaranteed return, which is more safe than it is on a very volatile market like the stock market, where there's potential high gains, low gains, massive movements, right, as we all are very aware of. A lot of liquidity and return. And how none of this makes any sense, right? Because there's a lot of money being thrown around, obviously, but it's all being put in the stock market. And, a lot of economists have been asking, what about inflation? People aren't that worried. But Jordan's saying, it doesn't make any sense, and just, be on your toes, keep your eye out, and do your homework. Another thing Trey talked about was the thoughts on the 500 million shares of AMC and the issuing of more shares on GME. I think it was like 3.5 million shares that they want to issue. Jordan's answer, he thinks the authorization for more shares as far as AMC goes will pass. If not, it's not a matter of if, but more of how and when they will issue. He says that it doesn't make any sense as considering the stocks have been overvalued. Again, this is him, and what he means by that is because they're trading at such high numbers that it doesn't make any sense for a company who wants to cash in on that, to issue more shares so they could either get out of debt, to make acquisitions, or to, he mentioned give themselves bonuses. It's not out of the question. As transparent as, Adam Aron has been the CEO of AMC, it's hard to say what their true intentions are. I voted no. I'm pretty sure the majority of you guys have voted no. Jordan here is saying that regardless of that, he thinks it's going to pass regardless. And that they're going to, it's just a matter of how and when, not a matter of if. Due to the fact that, the stocks are overvalued, and fundamentally they don't really follow that sort of traditional path. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I mean, there are a lot of things that were said in this 40-minute video that weren't particularly that informative about AMC directly. Like I said, I'm going to make another video about my thoughts and, as Trey likes to say, opinions about the interview with the Wolf of Wall Street himself. If you guys have any questions or just want to leave a comment, you guys know what to do. Leave it down below. If you guys want to subscribe and help out the channel grow, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button in case I do make more videos and you guys want to tune in. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. You guys have a good night.